Something big is happening in Buffalo, and it's not just another run-of-the-mill trade or unfounded rumor. We're talking about a complete shakeup behind the scenes, with a direct impact on defense, offense, and even division battles. An unexpected reinforcement has just arrived, while a well-known name may be about to say goodbye. And it doesn't stop there. One of the Bills' biggest rivals may be getting rid of its star player, and his fate could put Josh Allen's team on a collision course as early as Week 1. And in the midst of all this, an urgent decision needs to be made. Pay a lot to keep one of the most productive players on the roster, or risk losing him in the future. Every detail of this news could completely change the course of the season, and you'll understand now why this news cannot be ignored for even a second. We start with a change that went unnoticed by many, but that could make all the difference in the Bills' defensive rotation. The Buffalo Bills announced a move that, although discreet, could have a real impact on the depth of the defensive line. Last Friday, the team signed defensive tackle Marcus Harris and released Devin Brandt Epps. On a highly competitive roster like Buffalo's, every piece counts, and this trade could pay off in the coming months. Marcus Harris, 24, was a 7th-round pick in the 2024 draft by the Texans after excelling at Auburn University. During his college career, he had 126 tackles, 33 for loss, 11.5 sacks, and 1 defensive touchdown. These numbers reflect his explosiveness and ability to penetrate gaps in the opposing offensive line. Despite a $4.1 million rookie contract with the Texans, Harris was cut after the preseason and bounced around on the practice squads of Houston and New England. The Patriots even signed him to a futures contract in January, but released him in April. Now in Buffalo, he is looking for another opportunity to prove his worth. The decision to cut Devin Brandt Epps indicates that the Bills are looking for more impactful solutions on the interior of the defense. With an aggressive and rotational front seven, Harris could be a promising prospect heading into training camp. His track record suggests he has the tools to compete seriously for a spot on the final roster. This trade reinforces how seemingly small off-season decisions can be part of larger moves, and perhaps become key pieces when the season begins. Now, all eyes are on a move that could turn the AFC landscape upside down. One of the Bills' biggest rivals could be on the verge of letting go of its biggest star. If Tyreek Hill does end up in Baltimore, the impact could be devastating, and Buffalo is already preparing. Now, all eyes are on a move that could turn the AFC landscape upside down. Since Josh Allen took over in Buffalo, the Bills have dominated the Dolphins with authority, 13 wins in 15 games, including playoffs. But a bombshell behind the scenes in the NFL could completely change the scenario. Tyreek Hill could be leaving Miami. According to Bleacher Report, the Dolphins are considering trading their top offensive star, and the Baltimore Ravens are emerging as a possible destination. The reason? Miami could be entering a restructuring cycle to lighten the payroll and rethink its future, while Baltimore, hungry for offensive reinforcements, sees Hill as the perfect piece to take Lamar Jackson to a new level. Even after adding Derrick Henry, the Ravens have missed a dominant receiver. Tyreek, with his unique speed and ability to turn a simple play into an 80-yard touchdown, would change Baltimore's offensive level and complicate the Bills' defense. The most impactful? Buffalo faces the Ravens in Week 1. In other words, if this trade goes through, Tyreek could debut against the franchise that has faced him countless times as a division rival. What's more, a possible rematch could happen in the playoffs. For the Bills, Hill's departure from the AFC East would be a relief, not having to face him twice a year. However, facing him in the most important games of the season could be even more dangerous. This potential trade is not just a move between two franchises. It is a change in the balance of power in the conference. If the Ravens keep Hill, the Bills will have to adapt quickly and smartly to maintain their competitive advantage. And while the NFL is buzzing, one of the Bills' most solid defensive names could be on his way out. Epenesa, a pass rusher who has helped keep the front seven among the most consistent in the league, is the target of interest from an NFC rival. Is it worth giving him up now, or are we about to make a strategic mistake? Epenesa, a mainstay of the Bills' defensive rotation in recent years, could be on the verge of leaving Buffalo. According to information from Heavy Sports, the Chicago Bears are reportedly interested in the pass rusher and could offer 2 future picks, a 5th-round and a 6th-round pick in the 2026 draft, to take him immediately. At 6'4" and 265 pounds, Epenesa is a physical, experienced, and productive player. In 3 full seasons, he has 75 tackles, 19 sacks, and 3 fumbles in 47 games. He's not an elite star, but he's reliable, versatile, and very valuable as a rotational player. Exactly the kind of reinforcement Chicago needs to complement its Montez sweat-beaten defensive line. For the Bills, the motivation behind the potential trade is related to roster depth and salary cap management. With names like Greg Rousseau, Joey Bosa, Landon Jackson, and Javon Solomon already on the roster, Epenesa finds himself surrounded by emerging talent. And with him entering the final year of his contract at a reported $6 million, trading now could be a strategic move to free up cap space and gain draft capital. In addition, the move would open up room for promising youngsters to take on more responsibility, accelerating their development. The Bills would avoid losing Epenesa for free in free agency and maintain financial flexibility for future extensions. For the Bears, it would be an immediate boost to a department still seeking consistency. Epenesa can contribute from the start without requiring a major contract adjustment. A smart addition for a season in residence. In short, this potential trade shows that Buffalo is thinking ahead. While difficult for fans, it may be a logical decision for the balance and sustainability of the roster in the long term. Finally, a decision that could change the fate of the franchise for years to come. James Cook, the running back, has already proven his worth on the field, but now he wants something even bigger, one of the highest contracts in the league for his position. Should the Buffalo Bills pay him, or would it be safer to go another route? James Cook is not just another running back on the Bills roster. He has been one of the most productive players in the NFL at his position since entering the league. With 3,521 total yards and 27 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons, in addition to 2 consecutive Pro Bowl appearances, Cook is now entering the final year of his hot contract, and he wants to be paid like one of the best in the league. Cook's asking price is between $15 and $20 million per year, which would put him among the 5 highest paid RBs in the NFL. According to Tom Blair of NFL Media, Cook deserves a significant raise, ranking 8th in the rankings of players most deserving of a new contract. But the question is, should the Bills pay? The running back position is experiencing a valuation crisis. In recent years, names like Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook have faced cuts and resistance to renewal. The argument is that the position has a short shelf life, and young players can offer similar production at a lower cost. But Cook is no stranger. He is a central part of Josh Allen's offense. On the other hand, Buffalo needs to think about the future. As young talents like Dalton Kincaid, Max Hairston, and Landon Jackson develop, committing $20 million annually to a RB could limit the salary cap to stimulate other areas. Renewing now would bring security and stability. Waiting could mean losing the player or paying more later. And there is still the option of a franchise tag in 2026, although it generates dissatisfaction and instability. The truth is that Cook has already proven that he deserves to be valued, but the decision goes beyond individual merit. It is about building a championship roster, and every dollar counts. If you were the Bills GM, what would you do? Would you pay James Cook as one of the highest paid RBs in the league? Would you accept trading AJ Epenesa and bet on the young defense? And if Tyreek Hill really goes to the Ravens, are we ready to face him in week 1 and in the playoffs? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I will come back later to update you with the latest news from the Buffalo Bills.